All right, let's clap for the draft recap. I just want to say that was probably the craziest draft I've ever had in my life. The first round was the craziest round. I have never made a harder decision in my life for the first round. So the draft was yesterday. I'm recording this at 1 a.m., 1:07 a.m., September 2nd. The video will be out later today. Um, you know the deal. We do. People who've been in my league for 2 years now. This is actually my first time doing it, but um, where am I doing? Okay. So the draft happened, as you can see. What I did before, I think I showed you, if you watched the live draft video, I showed you what the first round projection was. Ignore this. This is not important. That's for tomorrow. I'll probably talk about the Dynasty League later on. Depends if you watch it. Jonathan Taylor, easy number one. I mean, obviously Austin had to go number one. I feel like if he didn't, he would be removed from the league. So number one was an easy pick. Um, Now number two, Christian McCaffrey through all throughout fantasy analysts has been talked about going at 102 or even 101. All right, if you don't want to risk it, go Jonathan Taylor. He's a safe pick. It makes sense. Christian McCaffrey also makes sense to go number two. I talked to Billy about it. He changed his mind last minute. Um, Wait, that's too big. Hold on a second. Give me a goddamn second. It's too big. He changed his mind last minute, which is understandable. It's kind of what I did with my pick because Justin Jefferson, easy 103. Najee Harris, I had him going like underdog ADP had him going like 8 or 9. Uh, Top five makes sense. We just he won't get the same usage as he did last year. His offensive line is shit, so he might get hurt like a Derrick Henry treatment. They don't want him to be the next Derrick Henry where he just falls apart, you know. But I mean, it's a good pick otherwise. And then Steven, that was Najee Harris. He's walked in on Najee Harris. Austin Eckler is a very solid pick. He was RB2 last year, and it's a solid pick. I mean, for me, I was locked in on Jamar Chase. I've been doing mock drafts this whole off season. I was expecting Jamar Chase or somehow Justin Jefferson if I was lucky, but I was mainly locked in on Jamar Chase because I thought Christian McCaffrey would be 102. He wasn't. He fell to me. I made it last decision. If you saw the live draft, it is out right now. By the way, it is. It's very long, but it's just how the draft went. Y'all took forever, so that's how long it was. Derrick Henry. I thought that Dalvin Cook would be the pick because Dalvin Cook is very good in PPR. Derrick Henry is average. He doesn't get catches, but he does get touchdowns and yards. Dalvin Cook, I believe, if I'm correct, got more points per game than Derrick Henry. Just Derrick Henry did. Like there were some games where Derrick Henry just went off and just really improved, but it didn't get him. And he was like averaging 22 points per game, I think, in my league. 23. I can't remember because I was watching videos about it. Since my scoring system is different, it's inflated a little bit. But I know that Derrick Henry was like top 10 in points per game for running backs. He wasn't top five, I don't think. I think Christian McCaffrey easily had one. Jonathan Taylor was like, I don't think he was number one either. Najee Harris, I think was one. I don't remember who was one, man. Um, I think Austin Eckler might have been or something. I don't remember. But yeah, Derrick Henry is a sleeper. Dalvin Cook is, I mean, he's a good pick for one, especially at the nine. Alvin Kamara, he's not getting suspended. I don't expect him to get suspended. It makes sense for him to go around one. Devontae Adams, Vermont, Nolan, you auto drafted the whole time. Um, I would say looking at your team before this thing, your team ended up pretty good. I don't hate your team. I feel like you could still build around it if you keep up with it. You could definitely be a playoff team. I feel like everyone could be a playoff team. I don't think anyone, except for maybe a couple people. Um, I think a couple of people might have a little trouble keeping up with other teams because of how good everyone else's team is. But Stephon Diggs at 12, Brad, you did good at the last pick. Unfortunately, no one couldn't make the draft because he was working out. I gotta out him. Um, I get it. Working out is more important than um fantasy draft. But overall, I feel like I did really poor on my first round projection. I might be a little better on my dynasty league. That is still September 4th on Sunday. Keepers are locked in, not today at 11 p.m. They're supposed to be September 1st, 11 p.m., but the commissioner is still thinking about what the fuck he wants to do. It's like a goddamn hard decision. Like he can't make his decision when he's had 2 months to do it. It's just very slow. It's whatever. I don't really care, but it's very irritating because we want to see who's available before an hour before the draft. We don't want to see like I don't want to be given an hour before draft to see who's available. I want to be longer than that because I might make a decision to be like, you know what, maybe number two pick can go to somewhere else who was not kept or like that. I mean all this false hope. It's some stupid strategy that he's doing because um I mean he's picked like 11 in that league, so he's gonna have to see like, oh my gosh, I have to see who would not get picked, and then I could pick him when I'm up. But overall, the draft was pretty good. Um, let's see, what else do I want to go over? League starts September 8th. You should know. Um, just fucking let's just quick over this. We're you know what it is. We start with the number one pick, Austin White. Right. Actually, I want to do my team so I could see. Okay. Austin, your draft was to me very reaching besides your number one pick. I feel like you reached a lot on everyone except for Taylor and Waller. Actually, let me look at your draft. Waller is a good fifth round pick. Um, having Amon Ross St. Brown as your WR1, especially reaching over I can have a whole list of people. T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman Jr., Javonte Williams. I mean, oh my goodness. Javonte's gonna have a better season probably than Aaron Jones, James Conner. He'll be up there probably with Saquon and DeAndre, honestly. I mean, Melvin Good is it's a good committee, but Javonte's so much better than Melvin Gordon. It's like I don't get it. Javonte was he's easily around two. I think he's better than James Conner easily. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a little reach. Leonard Fournette, maybe. That's probably a reach too. DeAndre Swift, I feel like he'd be like the DeAndre Swift. It just depends on how good DeAndre Swift will be and how healthy he'll be. Um, I mean, Austin, I feel like quarterback round three is a huge reach. Like I just don't understand what you were doing. I tried to justify it during the live draft. It's just really hard to. Um, especially Cordell Patterson round seven. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. Overall, I feel like I could just be talking out of my ass, and then you have a playoff team. But I feel like you're gonna be one of the teams that will struggle during the season compared to other teams. Draft grades. So Austin, I feel like I have to give you a very low grade. I'm so sorry, but it's gonna be a D plus. Also, there's a final projections thing. I have to look it up on my phone. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like you're gonna have to do something with your team because I can't. Even though it's weird because ESPN has you at number seven to finish over Team Crim. I thought Team Crim had a really good draft. Brad had a good draft. Dylan, I thought his draft was pretty good towards the beginning. I think he fell off towards the end. But I mean, it has you at seven. If you stay at seven, you shock me. I really feel like you would finish maybe 10 or 11, in my opinion. I don't know who would be the last team, honestly. It says Evan, which is interesting. I have to look at Evan's team. But I mean, you never know. I mean, Alon Ross St. Brown could not have been very cheap. I think he was projected like fourth, fifth round, if I'm correct. Um, but he might. I mean, he might not be a reach. Michael Thomas, you just don't know with him since he hasn't played the last 2 years. It's just really hard to determine if he was actually worth it or not. So, I mean, I think you reached. I think you definitely reached for him as well. Around four, yeah, you had the last pick. Nah, man, in around four is that's saying a lot. Marquez Valdez Scanlon, that's a very good pick. I feel like he could be WR1, WR2 on the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just that offense is very unpredictable because of how many options there are. The running backs, awful running backs there. I feel like there's one guy that did not get drafted on the Chiefs who could potentially make a big impact. I feel like no one's drafted him. I'm not gonna say his name, so I might want him later on. Um, just Chase Claypool. I feel like George Pickens is gonna overtake WR2. Claypool is just gonna fall off the hill, fall off the face of the earth. Is what the saying is. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, can he have a repeat of what he did last year? Maybe you'll never know. It's never really happened like that before, so only time will tell. Josh Allen. I feel like he'll be the same. I mean, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. It's just too early, in my opinion. Daryl Henderson Jr. I feel like he'll do a lot better than Cam Akers. You got him late. You had some snipes. I'm not gonna cap. You had some snipes. Sammy Watkins could potentially be a good pick too. Daryl Henderson Jr. and Sammy Watkins, Marquez Valdez Scantling. The price that you got him at, you did a good job with that. Yeah, that's about where I'm. But Daryl Henderson Jr. 12th round, easy snipe right there. That could potentially be the sniper of the draft. Just saying. That's probably why you're probably projected a lot higher, is because your snipers that you got potentially outperform Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, and Chase Claypool. They can potentially do way better. But overall, I feel like your team could improve, and I bet I could be proven wrong. I'm not trying to trash your team like Jacob did. Like he would just call you a retard. I'm not gonna call you a retard. I'm not like that. I take pride on who I bring in this league. If they make the decisions that they made, I'm gonna try to justify it the best way I can because I'm not a terrible person like he is. I'm sorry, but I can't imagine calling someone a retard just because of the way they draft. So I'm sorry that he did that. Um, just just take the grade and prove him wrong. I think you play him, don't you play him? If you play him, beat his ass. You know better to beat his ass. Let me see if you do play him, Austin. Juggle wins. He's week one, so that's funny. Yeah, beat his ass week one, please. It would do me a favor because I play him week two. All right, next up we have my boy Billy Rose, who I've known since way back then, man. Me and Billy go way back. It's crazy. Me and him are, man, we play on the same baseball team on like seventh grade, bro. Stallions. I thought I had a picture of it, but I couldn't find it. I was gonna send you it, Billy, last night. I just couldn't find it. My lord, Sierra Vega's so fun. Um, so your draft, to me, was everyone might be saying, why the fuck did Cooper Cup go two and not um Christian McCaffrey? Well, I get it. Christian McCaffrey might be an injury risk. He's a high risk, high reward guy. You want to play it safe. You want with Cooper Cup, and then you want to do your running backs out of the way because later on they just have a huge drop off. Cooper Cup is a good pick. I like James Conner, but he's made of glass. Nick Chubb, I feel like, is a really, really good pick. People will say that he isn't. I think he is. The running backs, goodness gracious, for Baltimore are a huge risk. I feel like they're all injured. That's why they signed Kenyon Drake. Mike Davis might be a potential swing pickup. But J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, they are not trustworthy in my opinion. I feel like he might not even play week one. So you need to keep an eye on him. He might not play week one. You did get Melvin Gordon, who I thought would be cut. I thought Kenny Galladay, Melvin Gordon would get cut from their teams, but since they're getting paid so much, actually not Melvin Gordon though, which is interesting. They re-signed Melvin. I remember that now. I don't know. I feel like your bench needs some help. I mean, Matt Stafford could be a good backup quarterback, and your tight end. I mean, I can hate on that. Having two defenses on one team is kind of crazy to me. having more than one, honestly, is ridiculous. I feel like a lot of people who drafted defenses not in the last round, um, will learn to regret that because you might have missed the guy who became a league winner. Um, I like your wide receiver core though. You only have three starting wide receivers though. That's the thing. Wide receiver group, this wide receiver group this year was very, very strong. I feel like you could potentially trade one of these guys, like Damian Harris. I mean, if somehow someone wants J.K. Dobbins, trade J.K. Dobbins. In fact, I know just the guy who actually wanted a running back. Billy, if you listen to this, man, you need to hit up Dylan Gamba. He needs a running back. um, you need another receiver because I feel like, oh my goodness, it doesn't fucking tell me. Well, I feel like you're. Oh, here we go. Oh, bye, bye, bye. Oh, looks like you got lucky. Yeah, you got lucky. Okay, never mind. I thought your wide receivers would be on the same buy, but I guess not. But overall, I feel like this is a very mediocre draft. I don't think it'd be like a very strong draft. Let's see what ESPN has you at. ESPN puts you at number three. I do not see that. I don't see you as a top three team, but you're welcome to prove me wrong. I feel like it'd be a solid C plus draft. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Three pick. Three pick is my boy Dylan Gamble. Where the fuck are you, Fat Lenny? So with your draft, should have just looked at your draft. I look at your draft first, and then okay. So you went with one running back, a single hero strategy. I feel like was a risk for me, but I mean, in this league, it makes sense to do a single hero RB. I feel like a double R hero strategy would be make more sense. It's just two running back positions. There's three wide receivers and two flexes. You could fucking fill that shit up um with wide receivers. You take running backs the first two rounds. I think that would benefit you more the way you drafted because you went with a quarterback in the sixth round, a tight end in the fifth round. You went with wide receivers, and you didn't draft a running back until the 10th round. James Cook, very unreliable. I feel like he'd be a third string early on the season. I don't think he'll ever get that job because they're a really good team. Kenneth Gainwell might be a good snipe. So is JD McKissic. So you have really high upside running backs. It's just like you just don't know if they're going to perform. It's a medium risk, low reward. I feel like because I don't know how good they perform, but I would say talk to Billy because Billy needs another wide receiver, and I feel like a Darnell Mooney, uh, no wait, maybe a Devontae Smith, J.K. Dobbins trade might help out you both. So let that be known. Um, you do have, I mean, you have a strong wide receiver core. I mean, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Darnell Mooney, Robert Woods, Devontae Smith. That is a strong, strong wide receiver committee. Aaron Jones is a good running back. I mean, he's potentially going to be the best Packers player in fantasy this year, probably for the first time since I don't know. I mean, I don't remember when he started. James Cook could be a sleeper. Jahan Dotson's another sleeper. Kenneth Gainwell was a sleeper. Jameson Williams will be a potential league winner later on the season when he comes back from his ACL tear. DeAndre Hopkins could be another league winner. He can retake WR1 and Arizona if he comes back and performs. He's getting older, so who knows how well he performs, but he's getting better. He'll get, I don't know, he might get better. I mean, I don't know. He had a shaky last year, but he started off really, really good. So, I mean, I don't know. It depends. But this draft is not bad. You guys, you're set. I mean, you're set everywhere except for running back, really. But that draft the way you drafted for the running back, I feel like is really, really bad. Um, I think the single hero strategy was just not it for how you did it. Because if you do a single hero, okay, here's what a single hero strategy is. You get a stable running back in the first 2 rounds. So either round one or round two, you get a stable running back. And then if you do that, you got to get a running back by round like 7 or 8. You have to get a running back by 7 or 8, and you didn't do that till round 10. That's why your running backs are so weak. That's what a single hero strategy is that you have to get a running back by round 7, or another one by round 7. Um, I'll show you later who else completely fucked up that strategy. He did a zero hero strategy until round 6. So yeah, overall, I feel like your wide receiver crew could potentially just fucking run this league, but I think a B- is the proper grade for you, in my opinion. Wasn't your best draft, but it could. What does ESPN have you at? Let's see. ESPN has you at number 8. I see it. I see it. So ESPN's never right, but I mean, I don't think they're right at all because they ranked me at fucking 6, put Jack at 5. It's ridiculous. All right. Next pick was my boy Evan Wright. Let's see. Where's Team Crim at? There he is. So you went with Najee, CD, Keenan, Herbert. That's a pretty good. I'd say that's a pretty good quad pick. He did reach on Dawson Knox, in my opinion. Dawson Knox would have not have gone to like 9 or 10. James Robinson, I don't think he'd be a good pick this year. Oh, okay, here we go. So Tony Pollard is a backup running back. He's not going to perform like how you think he's going to perform. He may look better than Zeke, but Zeke is the guy. He's going to get the goal line. He's going to get the yards. He's going to get the points. Pollard, that's probably what he'll get. He'll probably get what he projected. All right, that's all if you're going to get Pollard, that's what you're going to get, which is projected basically. James Robinson, I feel like I don't know how he's going to play. Came back from an Achilles injury. It's usually taking a year and hasn't been a year. I don't know how he's going to play. He's not going to look as good as he did last year, the past 2 years. He's a huge risk. Montre Stevenson, that's the easy, I feel like RB1 for New England. He catches passes, and he could potentially get the goal line and shit, but you never know. Treylon Burks, I think you got him late. He is not performing well in training camp. I would say asthma, but I guess that doesn't really affect people. He's not making plays at training camp. They like Robert Woods more at WR1. There's another guy named, I think Kyle Phillips is on that team, if I'm correct. He is outperforming Treylon Burks. That is why his projection is so low. It's because ESPN knows he's not getting the job done. He's just catching it, and then he's a tackle, basically. He's not doing anything else. Alexander Madison, that's a good insurance thing. Let's see, when did you get him? Round 12? I guess. I like round 12. I'd say there's not that many. That's not much stuff that you could do, really. But your running backs are very weak. I feel like Ramondre and Najee is it. No one else is really going to perform. The wide receiver crew is very good. Tight end is stable. Tight end is stable. Actually, you have Tyler Higbee too. I might want Tyler Higbee. I'll let you know. I'll send a trade to you probably. I probably should have gotten Tyler Higbee over Njoku. Whatever. But overall, I feel like your draft is it's about what Dylan's is, kind of. But you have more running backs than him. So I'll probably make it fair. And your wide receivers are pretty good too. So oh wait, that was not the right Evan. I would say I'd give you a B, a solid B. For me, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the decisions I had to make because the draft was fucked up. Okay, so first round, I expected Jamar Chase. Christian McCaffrey came to me. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm doing double hero RB, which is you get two running backs in the first two rounds, and then you don't get a running back because this is all dead zone basically. Like round three, I feel like is not a dead zone. I think it's safe. It just depends who's there. Actually, it is a dead zone because look who's left. It's Nick Chubb. Somehow Javante made it to round three. I don't know how he made it. Javante is not a dead zone running back. I had to take him. So I did a triple hero basically on accident. No one does a triple hero RB. I guess for my league, the way it's set up, triple hero makes sense. Um, and then I didn't draft a running back until round eight, which is usually when you like you're not supposed to draft for double hero. You're not supposed to draft running back until after round seven. What I've been practicing is I usually get quarterback around seven, and then I draft another running back around eight. Worked out well. I think I drafted, and then I didn't draft another running back until. Oh, I just never drafted another running back. Okay, I have I have four running backs because I did a triple hero. So that's basically what it is. I feel like the double hero strategy makes the most sense. I don't think anyone did it. Actually, I think Danny did it. Yeah, I think Danny did it. No, he didn't. He did round six. He fucked up with Clyde. Um, but overall, I feel like my team is somehow it's number six. That's wrong. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. Saquon is back. It's easy. Saquon is back. He's gonna outperform almost every single running back that got taken in the first round. He's back. The offense is dangerous. It's a lot better. I believe in Saquon. Christian McCaffrey. I'm up for the risk. I was planning on taking the risk when I had the number two pick. I hesitated. I wanted to trade back, get Jamar. I want a player who's I know I feel like would play the whole season. So CMC came to me. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. The price I'm getting him, I'll take it. And I got Javante. I feel like that's an easy third round pick. I don't know why he was in the third round. I guess y'all are just sleeping on him. He'll be a second rounder definitely next year. You'll just have to see, especially with that way the offense is run and Melvin Gordon will be gone by next year. I bet so. This offense will be amazing. My wide receiver committee is a little weaker than I thought it would be, but I have really, really high upside wide receivers. Jalen Waddle has been dealing with an injury for the past month. I feel like it'd be hard for him to get up and going, but if he plays, he's getting the CB2. So I'm hoping that he would outperform Tyreek. Chase Edmonds is also there. I got Chase Edmonds. He's the RB1. No doubt about it. I am not worried about Raheem Mostert. I am not worried about Miles Gaskins. Sony Michelle was cut. It's Chase Edmonds. The price I got him was perfect. I'm ready for Chase Edmonds to blow the league out of the water. Chris Olave, huge sleeper. He's a rookie out of New Orleans. I feel like he'd be outperforming Michael Thomas. There's a chance he could. All right, easy chance. Him and Jarvis Landry are the two guys I feel like will put the league on notice this year. The way that Jameis will throw the ball to them more than Michael Thomas if he stays on the field. George Pickens will overtake Chase Claypool and the Steelers running back. He is built for this league. He is league ready preseason game. That catch, I don't know what preseason game it was, but that catch was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was a crazy catch. I'm ready. I had to take him at round 10. He's ready. I might take him first round in the fucking dynasty league. He is ready. Russell Gage, Alec Pierce, like fucking I don't know, sleeper running back, wide receivers. Elijah Moore, he'll be WR1, the Jets. Romeo Dobbs. I told you this. I told someone this. I think it was JP. I told him there's a sleeper bowl. For sleeper, it's just where a bunch of fantasy analysts and some NFL players do a fantasy draft. AJ Dillon was in that draft, and he took Romeo Dobbs, I believe, in round 9 over some serious wide receivers that were still there, some really good wide receivers that were still there. He took Romeo Dobbs in round 9. He took Aaron Rodgers to pick before. That makes sense why he would take his quarterback. I mean, I feel like Romeo Dobbs, that's saying something. All right. He could, if he outperforms Alan Lazard and Sammy Watkins and whoever the other guy, Christian Watson, I won't be surprised. And I had to say, I told you so. But it's easy that this is probably one of the best drafts I've ever had because the way I was situation I was dealt with, there's no way I could ever come up with a fucking. I posted this on Twitter. There was a lot of people who were like, "This is a 6 man league, right?" uh, excellent draft. I got a bunch of shit on Twitter. Like they were like, "This is an insane draft. You're not playing in a 12 man league." I was playing in a 12 man league. um, easy draft. I feel like this is an easy A+ draft. I feel like the only weak side about it is the tight end. I'm hoping I could easily make a move for another tight end. Probably I could probably get one in free agency. Um, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But my team is easily top three. I don't know what ESPN is thinking. ESPN's wrong, and that just proves it to me. This team's way better than fucking top six. It's ridiculous. All right. Pick. Oh, I fucking skipped Steven. Oh my goodness. I had pick six. I completely forgot. Steven, you're up now. Uh, Steven is pick five. I'm pick six. Me malo. All right, Steven, you want a Najee? You didn't get him. You want to, I think you wanted Juju. You didn't get him. You didn't get Deontay. You wanted George Pickens. You didn't get him. Situation you were dealt with. You didn't get the guys that you wanted. Your draft overall, Brees Hall is a reach. Let me tell you something. That wide receiver or that running back core is a committee. Michael Carter is the RB1 right now. They're gonna split. You may think right Brees Hall might do really, really well. Just not this year. Probably not this year, probably. As long as Michael Carter is healthy, it's gonna be them two. It's not gonna just be Brees. Oh, and then Michael Carter might be there for a down or two. It'll be both of them at the same time. So round five, I think, was a little bit of a reach. Michael Pittman is a solid pick around three. You had to go with your tight end, makes sense. Austin Eckler, situation you were dealt with, Eckler's an excellent pick. Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson is a very solid pick for quarterback. He's gonna be really, really like slept on in fantasy until he just fucking puts 40 on you. He has a potential to go 40 in fantasy. Your wide receiver core, your bench is weak. That's it. Like I don't believe DJ Chark. I would stay away from DJ Chark. I don't know why he was drafted. Like that's an L. Jacoby Myers, WR1. I don't know anyone in fucking New England besides Jacoby Myers and Devontae Parker, but I don't really see anyone performing in New England really, except for maybe the running game. But I mean, who knows? Amari Cooper, who knows? Fuck with Jacoby Brissett. I mean, that's why he was taken so late. Travis Kelsey, easy lights and easy W. Michael Pittman's a good pick. You were being made fun of for taking Michael Pittman. Um, I wasn't making fun of you. Yeah, that's a very good pick around three. Pat Freeman, you have two tight ends starting. What the fuck are you doing, Steven? Steven, you make some really stupid decisions sometimes. You have two tight ends starting. When did you grab Pat Freeman? I mean, he's a good pick, but he's not going to do better than Jacoby Myers, I bet. Trade him. Get him off your team or trade Kelsey. One or the other. I'll gladly take either or. Get rid of your defenses. I feel like you should get rid of definitely the Steelers defense and definitely the Buccaneers defense. 49ers defense is looking very scary this year. I think they have been same. I don't remember who the defensive coordinator is, but he's very good. Kirk Cousins is a great backup quarterback. I don't know who else to think. I mean, Kirk Cousins could easily just go off this year. That new coach is a passing coach. Um, he might be a top five. I would say top not top eight fantasy quarterback. I feel like he'd be very, very good this year. Well, there's only one way to find out. So overall, your draft was very mid to me. I'd say better than Dylan's. And I don't think so, but it's very, very close. I think a C+ is fair to you. Um, I'm grading very hard. I'm grading very hard, except for me. I'm. It's really hard to grade myself if I actually did bad. I think I didn't do bad. If I got Saquon and Christian McCaffrey and Javonte on the same team with a bunch of fucking sleepers and top three fantasy quarterbacks, there's no way it's not an A plus. Like these two guys went first round 2 years ago. Like their first round like ceiling is back. All right, Jack is after me. Jack is an interesting person. This is the draft I was looking at a lot. I was worried about Jack. Jack was one of my high threats for this draft. He's not on there anymore. Oh, Steven, by the way, you are for ESPN, you are at what is your team maybe? Oh, Mitchell. Wow, number two. Interesting. Jack Steven's ranked number two for ESPN. That's wrong. Jack, you are number five. Okay. I don't know what ESPN sees in it, but interesting. Jamar Chase is a solid first round pick. Mark Andrews is a solid second. And DJ Moore's a solid third. Marquise Brown's a solid fourth. Um, I mean, I guess the picks you made were good, but Damian Pierce was a reach in my opinion. I feel like the 75 to 80 is the range that Damian Pierce should go. I mean, yeah, he's on a bad offense, but yeah, he's RB1, but you don't know how that team will perform at all because the offensive line is terrible. He's no Najee Harris. I mean, I don't know what he would do. I mean, just Rashad Penny, Damian Pierce. I mean, those guys are really not being kept in. Well, I guess he can't be, but I just don't. I, I I just don't know what to say to this. This guy got shots. He won't come back until week maybe five, maybe even later. He might come back later. I have no idea. But your team is not top five to me at all. Like this is ridiculous. Your wide receivers are very, very good, but your running backs horrible. This might be your worst draft yet. It's just really hard to say it is because you have Jamar Chase, Mark Andrews, and DJ Moore. And you also got Marquise Brown, DK Metcalf, but you don't know how good DK Metcalf will be because of how bad the quarterback is. I just I just don't know, man. I mean, definitely made a claim. I'm also think I'll say this later. Whoever looks at it, I'll probably say it in the group chat. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you need a running back. You need another running back. It's easier for you to say that. I'm sure you may claim on a running back, I'm hoping. But right now, I can't. I have to give it a C. A C is an easy grade for you. Um, I can't. I don't know how I could grade it above that. Your strategy for not getting a running back in the first three rounds was very stupid. Did you have the opportunity to get Javante? Oh no, okay. Because like I was like, if Javante was available and you just didn't draft him, what the hell are you doing? I mean, he was in round two, but I guess Mark Andrews makes more sense. But I don't know. All right, who was after Jack? Was it Danny? Oh fuck, Jack. Okay, it was Danny. Okay, Danny, my boy Danny. He drafted in class. He was in class. So he kind of did the double hero strategy. Just he drafted like running back the round before you're supposed to. Clyde is a huge risk in my opinion, but Kareem Hunt, I saw Kareem Hunt on there, so he made up for it. Yeah, some good running backs. Um, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson. Holy shit, I'm getting a headache right now. They're good. They're good wide receivers. Garrett Wilson as a could potentially be your league winner. Honestly, Nico Collins. I don't know about that passing game besides Brandon Cooks. Honestly, I have no idea. Derrick Henry did very, very. I mean, that's a good pick right there. DeAndre Swift. That's a deadly RB duo, and then your backups are duos too. Quarterback Derek Carr could potentially be a top five fantasy this year. Quarterback, top five fantasy quarterback. He could be. Depends on how he does with his passing game. Right now, it's just Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfro. Just have to see. Overall, I feel like your draft is pretty good. You got yourself two tight ends. I didn't do that. I only got one tight end, but I'm gonna look around some of this team and see if I can get if they want a wide receiver. I'll get you a wide receiver. Like I said, Jarvis Landry is a very good sleeper for this New Orleans Saints team. He did very well last year. There's a good chance that he can repeat it or do even better. I mean, the quarterback he's with, he could throw. He throws the ball, so that's a good thing. He's gonna throw a lot to Kamara, so that's another thing. I think overall your team, I think your bench is a little weak, except for Garrett Wilson. But I think I don't know, what does ESPN rate you as? Yeah, ESPN rated you at bottom 11. So I see it, but I don't know why it would be like that. But I think a B minus would be a solid grade for you, in my opinion. Okay. Who had pick nine? Juan. New Jersey Milkers. Okay, let's look at your team. So some say Tyreek was a reach. I see it. Terry could be a reach. You never know how good he'll be with the downgrade at quarterback. But he is a solid pick. So is AJ Brown. AJ Brown could potentially go off this year. He could be top 10 wide receivers. I mean, you just don't know. Kyle Pitts is a solid pick at tight end. David Montgomery, that could be a committee by the end of the season. I don't know. He could cost you a playoff game. Patrick Mahomes, top five QB. I mean, I don't know what I mean. You got round six. It's a good price. It's a good price. Drake London, Tyler Lockett, Kadarius Tooney. You have your wide receiver core figured out. You have your backup running backs figured out. Kenneth Walker is injured. I'm not a huge fan on drafting injured players if they're currently injured before the season started. I did get Jalen Waddle, but I mean, I'd be willing to risk it if I still have other wide receivers who are fucking ready to play. Um, Mecole Hardman could be, you just never know. Wan'Dale Robinson's a huge sleeper for that Giants offense. They have a lot of targets to throw to, so they just got to handle it well. Van Jefferson, I just don't see him doing the same thing he did last year. He was a shot in the dark, basically, if you start him. He'll be out of your team by the end of the year. Um, I don't think your team is that bad at all. I mean, running backs are a little weak, but your backup ones are good. Like you're starting David Montgomery, it could potentially be good. But later on in the season, I feel like Khalil Herbert might be a solid player by the end of the season. So, but Dalvin Cook is a very good RB1. He could potentially be a top three RB. Just saying. Um, I don't hate your draft though. I feel like your draft overall is very good. I feel like Juan, you got yourself. Okay, autocorrect stat. I don't know if the A is first or the U is first. You never told me, and it's different on two different things. So you let me know if it's a U first or an A first. Um, I feel like a B plus is a good grade for you. Let's see where ESPN has you at. Number one. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Number one is what ESPN has you at. Congratulations. Uh, but here's the thing: is ESPN is always wrong. So just saying. All right, pick number. Let's see where we at right now. I think we're at 10. All right, JP. Let's see what you want at. Do that. Beast by Ray. All right, so JP, you went with Alvin Kamara, which is it's a very good pick. That's a very good pick. Leonard Fournette. You have your double R hero RB. I feel like getting Elijah Mitchell could potentially be a league winner. It's just you just don't know how he'll be healthy. The running game for San Francisco has never been healthy back-to-back years. So Elijah Mitchell could potentially change that. It's just very risky this year. I just don't know. I mean, who knows? Lamar Jackson is a good quarterback, obviously. Round six, I feel like was the good price to go. I feel like if you got a quarterback before round six, it was a very bad pick. Brandon Ayuk, it might have been a reach. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more wide receivers out there before Brandon Ayuk, but he could potentially be another league winner too. It just depends. Yeah, I just know Debo will fall off, and Brandon Ayuk will do a lot better than did last season. AJ Dillon at that price. I wanted AJ Dillon at that round, which is unfortunate that you picked before me at that round, so I wasn't able to get him. AJ Dillon at eighth round is a very solid pick. Tyler Boyd at round nine and Alan Lazard at round 10. Alan Lazard, I feel like has a better opportunity compared to Tyler Boyd, but I mean, you still got them. Michael Gallup, Odell Beckham Jr. I don't understand why you got them. Irv Smith as your tight end. I feel like going tight end late in this league makes more sense because there's only one tight end spot and there's not that many good tight ends. So not drafting a tight end early makes the most sense to me. Um, I mean, I feel like your draft is good. I feel like your team looks good. Um, my receiver duo, I feel like Corden Sullivan and Mike Williams, and I think that's it really to me. Tyler Boyd could potentially prove me wrong. Running backs, I feel like is a lot stronger. Um, and your quarterback situation is solved. I don't really care about tight end. I don't really give a fuck about defense, but your bench is weak. Obviously, you're not gonna have Odell or Michael Gallup. Um, I doubt Odell gets drafted. I feel like you drafting Odell was a huge mistake, rookie move, and was pointless. So I'll give you a B for your draft. Um, it's pretty good. Let's see where ESPN ranked you at. 10. Yeah, I mean, I could see you potentially struggling this year. It just depends on how good Kamara will perform. I just feel like Kamara will have a falling off, but he's still pretty good. I just don't know. Lamar only has one target. He's gonna have to throw it because their running back committee is gonna be terrible. I just know it because J.K. Dobbins is not gonna be the same. Gus Edwards is already hurt. Um, so they have Mike Davis or Kenyon Drake. I feel like he's gonna have to run the ball more than throw it. He does have Rashad Bateman, but you just don't know. You just don't know. I mean, is he really gonna perform? You just don't know. But I mean, yeah, I think a B is a fair grade. I feel like AJ Dillon might outperform fucking Elijah Mitchell and Lazard like easily. And Ayuk. I think AJ Dillon could easily be the sniper of the draft for how you did. For how you drafted, I think AJ Dillon might be the sniper of the draft. Round eight is crazy. There's fantasy analysts that say that round six for AJ Dillon is like solid, solid. Like late round six, early round seven is where AJ Dillon should have gone. ESPN ranked him so low. That's why he went so late. And that's why I wanted him at the price. Unfortunately, didn't get him. But I think AJ Dillon is easily your best pick. Tyler Boyd, up there. I think around the 100s is better. But B, I feel like is a solid pick or a solid grade for you. Congratulations. All right, my boy Nolan, you auto drafted. I mean, who knows? It probably did you a favor. We'll never know since you didn't draft. Depending on how you perform, I hope you do well. You're my boy. I respect you. You have a really good wide receiver committee. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Debo, Devontae, Terry, and Gabe. Gabe, Gabe is so slept on. This Buffalo offense is scary. Josh Allen will pass the ball like a motherfucker, bro. It's either gonna be Stephon Diggs or Gabe Davis. There's another sleeper out there that could potentially be a solid pick. He didn't get drafted, but um I'm probably gonna pick him up actually. If one of my guys don't perform. But Gabe Davis is a potential. He could potentially take over Stephon Diggs, especially how young he is. He can have a breakout year. Cam Akers, I said this with Austin when I was grading Austin. Cam Akers is recovering from Achilles tear, I think, and he doesn't really like you don't really perform the same once you recover from a serious injury, especially when it's like I think it's only been a year So you want to wait a year after you or another year after you tear your Achilles or your ACL or anything like that. So I feel like Akers might not perform well. I feel like Henderson will still have an equal share of the ball. Miles Sanders is another thing. Like you just don't know. Like he's already hurt, and I think it's a hamstring injury too. Yeah, it's a hamstring injury. But the price you got him at, I think, was very late. Seven. Yeah, I think that's a fair price for Miles Sanders. Um, but I feel like he will be a headache for you. Travis Etienne Jr. He is looking good, and I heard in training camp he's looking good. I don't think you have to worry much about James Robinson. Etienne's easily your RB1. Akers is probably your RB2. Are a little weak on running back, so but you did get Herbert. Herbert could be a very much a good sleeper pick for you. You got him in the last round. I remember I saw that you got Khalil at the last round. You might not want to let him go. Something could potentially happen to David Montgomery. He could get hurt. He's very injury prone. Um, but I think you overall you're good. Having three tight ends makes no sense to me. Maybe trade one of them. I feel like I know a guy who can potentially want a tight end and make a deal with you. I feel like I could easily help you out. I only have wide receivers to offer, but you could use some backup running wide receivers. So if so, I'll reach out to you, maybe Nolan. I do play week one though, so I probably have to wait until after week one to make a deal with you. But overall, auto draft did you really well. Where does it have you at? Yeah, auto draft got you fourth in ESPN projection. Interesting. I think you did get it. Do have a good draft. A B plus is a solid grade for you. No one's gotten at the point to where how I drafted. Like your teams look good, you just don't look like dominant like mine. Like if my running backs perform how they perform, oh, our wide receivers perform at the upside that they're supposed to. Oh my goodness, this league is gonna. And Jalen Hurts top through fantasy. Oh my goodness, like I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm ready for it. Um, but no, please be active during this league because this is a really good team. I feel like you got a really good team. I think you should be grateful. Um, one thing I did see that I was surprised was Travis Etienne Jr. falling so low. You gotta win. Fifth round, late fifth round. Travis Etienne Jr. is like an early fourth rounder. You got him at a steal. Like, oh my God. I almost got Etienne like around four, but I was like, I can't go four straight running backs. That's ridiculous. So I had to get like wide receivers. But yeah, Etienne is a snipe for you easily. Your auto draft kind of did you dirty because underdog ADP has Stephon Diggs over Devontae Adams. I feel like yeah. So you got Devontae over Stephon. I feel like Stephon might have a better year than Devontae. So I feel like that kind of screwed you up. I feel like you would have had Stephon Diggs and Devontae because I don't think Brad would have gone. I think he would have gone maybe he definitely would have gone Joe Mixon. I feel like that was a walk for him. Maybe he probably would have gone Swift and Mixon. I don't know. I have to see with Brad. I have to talk to Brad to see if Stephon was taken, who would he take? If it wasn't going to be Devontae, then you would have gone Stephon and Devontae, who was a really good wide receiver duo. But Debo's up there too. He might have a slight regression in his performance, but it's still a good pick. So I feel like B plus is a solid grade for you. You're projected fourth. All right, let's get to the last pick, my boy. Hanging with Hernandez, Brad Morgan. Brad had the last pick. He got a very good wide receiver. Running back, I feel like here's what Joe Mixon is a good pick. He finally performed what we all wanted him to perform last year. Um, the team got better. He could have the same numbers. It's just now you have to draft him at a higher price. So he could do the same thing he did last year, and you'd be fine with that, Brad. Especially with the like top pick in round two. It's crazy. You get to get him over Fournette, Swift, Barkley, Jones. I feel like Aaron Jones is better than Joe Mixon a little bit. And Javante. Barkley, I feel like would be up there too. It's just you can't really say Barkley's better than Mixon because Barkley hasn't been healthy, so you don't know. But I feel like Joe Mixon is a very good player to draft. Did good. Brandon Cooks solid. Ezekiel Elliott maybe not a good idea to draft him, but I don't know. Let's see how your team ended up to be. Trey Lance is a sleeper. I think you got. I know you got him late. You got him late. Baker, Baker, Baker Mayfield. That's funny. If I was you, Brad, I would start Baker over Trey Lance week one because I feel like Baker will go off. There's a strong chance Baker can go off. And especially with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and fucking Christian McCaffrey on that team, Baker's gonna treat that shit like that defense silly. Their defense is very good. I have that defense actually, but I feel like Baker will throw maybe four touchdowns, two 280 yards, maybe, and maybe a couple of interceptions. But he'll put that defense. I feel like he knows that defense pretty well. So Sky Moore talking about that Chiefs offense is very risky. You don't know who's really going to perform. Um, he could be that lead guy. Like he could be that guy for the Chiefs, especially with Patrick Mahomes. He utilizes everyone on that team. So you have to really be careful if you start Sky Moore. Um, your team is actually built pretty good. It just sucks because you have Antonio Gibson and Josh Jacobs. I absolutely hate those running backs. I hate those running backs for you and Ezekiel Elliott. They're good, like fantasy wise, but they're falling off. Josh Jacobs is probably going to split time with who? Who knows? But there's a high chance Josh Jacobs can get hurt. Antonio Gibson can fumble the ball a lot, and then Brian Robinson is that their guy. I'm not going to shit on it too much because of they still have very good value and they could potentially overtake. They could prove everyone wrong. Every single fantasy analyst was saying Josh Jacobs, Antonio Gibson, Ezekiel Elliott. They're not going to be their price. You got them late, if I'm correct. If I'm correct, you got Gibson later than expected. I think. Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck? Oh, you're on the right. I can't see you on the right. Okay. So you did Ezekiel fourth round. That's solid. Jacobs fifth round. That's a mistake. Yeah. Gibson seventh. I feel like Gibson seven was pretty good, I guess. But Jacobs at five is crazy. Mile lower, that man will fall off. Whoops. Like, I don't want to shit on him too much, but it just bothers me. Naheem Hines could be a good, really, really good insurance pick because there's no more Marlon Mack. Who else is the running back there? Who the fuck? I don't remember. But if Jonathan Taylor gets hurt, Naheem Hines is their guy. He's been their guy for a couple of years now. He just hasn't been that starter guy, but he could potentially be a good guy. Devontae Parker, I have no idea, but I don't really want to talk about Patriots players because I have no idea who's going to perform. Rashad Bateman is that sleeper guy. He was taken pretty early by you, I think. I was going to take him, and then you took him. I'm correct. He could be that league winner for you as well. I feel like this team is a lot better. Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon were really good picks. Um, I do not hate your team at all. I hate these three running backs, but there's a really strong chance they could prove me wrong. So I'm not gonna hate your team too much. I have no idea who KJ Hamler is. Who the fuck is that guy? Like, who is that? Like, I know it's Jerry Judy, Cortland Sutton. Who's the third wide receiver? Huh. Maybe KJ Hamler will do something. Baker, I don't know how good he'll be in that offense, but we'll see. Only way to find out. Quarterback situation is a little weak, but since we have so many wide receivers and flex spots, they could potentially overtake that. You did really well drafting, and especially your tight end. Your tight end situation, Zach Ertz could easily be a top five tight end this year. Darren Waller, I feel like will probably do good, but he might fall off. And Travis Kelce might fall off. George Kittle, they all might fall off. Kyle Pitts probably will play the same. It just depends on the quarterback, who I have no hope for at all. But Zach Ertz could easily, for 6 weeks at least, will be very good tight end. So overall, I feel like you did really good drafting. This might be what does ESPN have you at? ESPN has you at number 9. I don't believe that at all. I feel like Brad, you and me, we had the best drafts easily. Brad, I feel like I'd have to give you an A minus. That was a good draft. Good job, especially with the last pick. You utilized it very well. The running backs could potentially kill you. I'm warning you right now. The running backs could kill you, but right now with the value they could actually, or the upside that they have, because not really upside. It's more of like what they're at, what everyone expects them to do. They could potentially win your league. So win the league. Yeah. But I do say that my running back community is a lot better than yours. So we're gonna leave it at that. Wide receiver community, yours is a little better because you got Stephon Diggs, but just barely. Quarterback situation is me, obviously, but yeah, I feel like overall, I think you had the best, second best draft. I feel like you and me easily. It really stands out. But overall, that was a grading. Good job, everyone. I'm ready for the season to start. I'm hoping you guys. I will try to label the drafts. If someone watched the whole thing, thank you so much. You deserve the world. All right, you deserve the world. Um, League starts next Thursday. Schedules are out. I made the schedules personally, so if we don't play each other, I'm sorry. Might be. But yeah, schedules were made by yours truly. Don't hate on it. Just perform well. Uh, all right. Well, that's it. Let's see how I do this. Uh, so thank you for watching the video, and make sure you guys liked this video. I don't know. I don't give a fuck what y'all do here, but thank you for watching. This was the draft recap for Madden Curse 2022 to 2023 season. Everyone, good luck. Let's do it. Let's get it on, man. Let's get it on.